Traditional techniques. I mean, obviously you can kind of tell if you know anything about old science fiction films. We pay a lot of homages to films like Outland and Silent Running and a lot of older films. And the exteriors were done with model miniatures, and we built a bit of lunar landscape in one of the sound stages at Shepperton Studios. And we had little lunar rovers, which were kind of this size, that we pulled along with fishing wire. It was, yeah, old-fashioned. Yes, sorry. Sorry, someone want to ask? Yes.
The film, there's no warp speed or ray guns, and it's all semi-real science. How important was that when you were writing it?
Again, just mentioning the older films that we both sort of grew up loving. In fact, the reason that Sam and I did this film together, I think, was because we had a talk about the science fiction films that we both loved growing up, and the fact that maybe not so many of those kind of films get made anymore. So we tried to stick to as much science as we could within the scope of the budget. I mean, obviously, lunar gravity is something that's very expensive to replicate. So we picked our moments for that. But the idea of helium-3 mining is theoretically something which is going to justify a lunar space race, which seems to be kicking off now. We're actually doing a screening of the film for the NASA Space Center the day after tomorrow, because they've asked to see it. So I'll be doing a Q&A where I ask the questions and they give me the answers. Yes?
For Sam, I know you probably aren't upset that you have enough lines. In watching the film as a viewer in the audience, is there anything that you see when you watch the film that surprised you?
I was surprised at how expensive it looked. You know what I mean? Because we did it for such a low budget. That surprised me. How beautiful it looked. And it reminded me of some of those movies like Blade Runner or Alien. There were aspects in this film, an homage to those films.
It seems like in a lot of science fiction movies, the creepy monotone robot ends up being the villain.
Yes, sorry. Creepy monotone noises? Sorry.
Like the creepy monotone robot always ends up being like the villain.
Yeah.
It was like, was there a conscious decision to make the Kevin Spacey robot like helpful and good?
Well, absolutely. I mean, we were incredibly fortunate to get Mr. Spacey to do the voice. And one of the reasons that I was really keen on getting his voice is that it comes with a lot of baggage. I mean, you put it in there and you immediately make the audience maybe have some ideas of where it's going. And I think what we did is we were able, as you kind of saw, is we took it in a different direction. So, we set them up for a twist, in a way. So is there anyone upstairs? Oh yes, up there.
Can you talk about the kernel that gave you the story? Where did you start in the story? And also your decision on hiring a screenwriter rather than writing yourself?
Yeah, well, the kernel was obviously, Sam and I had met in New York to discuss another script. and basically, Sam wanted to play one role, and I was hoping he would play another role, and we tried to convince each other, and I think we're both pretty pig-headed. We weren't able to convince each other, but we got on very well, and we talked about the films that we liked.
Yeah.
And we both talked about science fiction, and I said, I definitely wanted Sam to be in my first feature film. And I wrote the story, and I wrote the film for Sam. The reason I used a writer on it is that in the UK I shoot a lot of commercials, and at the time when we were working on putting the project together, I had too many responsibilities on the commercials I was doing to actually write the script. Yeah, sorry.
Duncan Jones is my favorite composer, and I love the score for this. And I just wondered if you could talk about choosing him and getting him involved in the project.
I mean, when I was writing the story, although I didn't write the script, I wrote the original treatment, which is like a 30-page treatment. Requiem for a Dream was in my CD tray the entire time, so it was pretty obvious to try and get him to do the score. So, yeah, someone over there.
Sam, what was it like fighting yourself?
That was it was a real challenge. We did it for 2 days, and it was I've actually done a lot of fight scenes, and it was amazing because me and the stunt guy just bonded for 2 days. Because I beat myself up, and then I got my ass kicked, so I got to do both. It was great. It was awesome. This is an amazing theater, by the way. I love this theater. It's a great theater. It's awesome.
My question for you, Sam.
Yeah.
A little bit about the process that you got your mind into, because you were isolated pretty much most of the film.
Yeah.
Was it difficult to get there? And in the scenes where the robot was interacting with you, was there actual playback, or were you just kind of going through the motions?
No, sometimes we had Duncan would read the robot, or we had Robin Chalk, who was the other actor, who was also a body double from the back. He looked like me, and he was a young actor from Britain, and he would read the robot sometimes. But yeah, and the sound guy would put an earwig in my ear, and I would listen to the previous take of the clone that I had already filmed, and I would be listening, so I'd be literally acting with myself, and sometimes we'd plan an improv or an ad-lib or something. And
I think the technical term is mind fuck.
yes, it is a mind fuck in the sci-fi vein, yes. But I actually watched a lot of buddy movies. Like I watched Midnight Cowboy a lot for that. I actually did watch a lot of. We stole a thing from there too, yeah.
The Criterion edition of Dead Ringers.
Oh, Dead Ringers was very helpful. Yeah, if you're